Hello my fellow book dragons, nerds, and worms. I'm Nettie, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today we are wrapping up January and February. So January is my purge month, which means that I try to cry out my last year, so any emotions or anything that I am happening to carry over into the new year, I try to use January as that month to purge it out of my system. So that's kind of what I dedicated my TBR to, which means that I read a lot of contemporaries, starting with We Are Okay by LaCour. So in this book, we are following Marin after she gets some devastating news that her grandfather has passed mysteriously, and she books it. And I mean she books it to New York to go to school. But as she books it, she leaves behind friends and loved ones. So when she finds out that her friend Mabel is coming to stay for 3 days, it rocks her whole entire existence, bringing up emotions and feels and memories that she is trying her hardest to not deal with. Didn't really like this book, if I'm being 110% honest with you. I think Mabel was being very, very inconsiderate of Marin's feelings. Like, she just lost her only lifeline to life. She lost the only family she knew, and she was kind of making it all about her. So I really it took me out of the feels of the whole entire book, which is like dealing with grief and learning how to let people back in and dealing with emotions that you are trying to bury. But that was being overshadowed by Mabel, like, being like, you left me. Like, what the hell? Like, I thought we were friends. Like, boo-boo kitty, like, calm down a little bit. Okay? Like, she just lost her only family that she had. And you still have your mom, dad, and brother. Calm down. Breathe. Give her a little grace. Just a tidget. Just a tidge. But yeah, that was the only hiccup that I had with that book. So I ended up only giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. I do recommend anyone that is going through loss to read that book. I think it would help you a lot processing and dealing with emotions. So the next book I picked up was actually a reread for me. I don't have the physical copy with me because I have given it to a friend to read that I think she would enjoy a lot. Hopefully she'll hit me back and let me know what she thinks of it. But it is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Oh, this book. Well, let's get into the synopsis before we talk about it. So, this book, we are following Eliza, and she is a awkward, weird person during the day, but at night she turns into Lady Constellation, who has written this beautiful graphic novel that has taken up a life of its own. And as she's going through her senior year, a new kid comes, Wallace, and he happens to be a fanfic writer for her graphic novel, and they end up becoming friends, and the story kind of takes off from there. When I first read the book, I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it really showcased what anxiety looks like, especially in females. It comes off as irritation and anger and just all around ughness for us. So when I was reading it, I was like, yes, Liza, I know what you feel like, girl. I get it. And then as I read it the second time, I just hated Wallace. Yeah, Wallace was really selfish. I don't know what is up with all these, like, books that, like, have characters that are going through things, and then they have the one character that's just so incredibly selfish and self-absorbed, only thinking about themselves. Crazy. Can we stop doing that? Like, 2025, can we stop doing that for any authors that may be, like, listening to this? Stop writing contemporaries where you have an asshole character. Please. Like, let us have people that actually love us and care about us and are compassionate and are sympathetic and can give us grace in our moments of needs. Please. I beg you. I beg you. Let us have that. Please. Just one book. And if you know any books that have that, please link them down below or comment them down below so that I can check them out next January. But getting back to the book at hand. I hated Wallace, especially during a certain part. Like, really, bro? Like, you couldn't give Eliza a moment? Like, she had her whole world rocked, and you just are selfish. Just so freaking selfish. And then I also have to give the parents props in this book as well. At first, they were, like, oblivious dummies. And then towards the end, the parents actually sat there and worked really hard to work with Liza and her anxieties and morphing their life to kind of understand her a little bit more. And on top of that, they apologized. They apologized? Stop it. Stop it. And then I also love the fact that in the beginning, Liza really thought that her brothers hated her, but in the end, they actually were her biggest supporters and had her back the most during everything. So I thought that that was really beautiful transition throughout the book as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed the book. I just hated Wallace, and for that it was like a 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. But that concludes my contemporaries for the month. Gabby over at Gabby Reads actually hosts Winterween, and I decided to participate in that this year, even though I didn't get any videos up. And we're going to pause real quick because I worked really hard on this intro, so I'm going to show it to you guys now. Like, come on now, guys. Like, that was a beautiful intro. Like, go me. Go me. Go ahead. Pop off. You got this, girl. But anyway, so this Winterween was catered around haunted houses, so that's what I kind of catered that TBR with, starting with The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. Okay, so when I first got this book from Book of the Month, I was a little skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little skeptical, but I thought, like, okay, it has a house in the background, so it kind of works with the prompt, right? Or at least the the prerogative of the haunted house themes. It had house, therefore it worked. And it was a thriller mystery, so it worked, right? I honestly did not expect to love this book as much as I did. But before I keep getting into, like, how I felt about the books and keep forgetting to give you guys the synopsis about this book. So I apologize. It will happen a lot. But yeah, anyway, so this book, we are getting dual perspectives. So the first perspective, we are following these girls who actually live on the grounds of this boarding school back in, like, the 1950s that was like for wayward girls. So you're following about 5 different characters during this timeline and their experiences and stuff like that. Then you get another perspective, which is, what's her name? Fiona, who is a journalist, and she happens to lose her sister, who was murdered, but her body happened to be found on the abandoned grounds of this old boarding school. So when she learns that the boarding school is getting renovated to be opened again, she decides this is her perfect time to investigate and try to figure out what is happening with that school and how it's linked to her sister and all this other fun stuff. And that's just the start of this book. Like, it goes so much deeper. Like, there is themes of found family, themes of sisterly love, themes of corruption, themes of betrayal. There's just a lot that goes into this book. But one of the most fascinating things that I found with this book is the journalist aspect of it. I love being able to see how journalists put together a story, all the research and investigating they do in the background to get the stories that we read in the newspaper every day. I thought that was beautiful. I love the investigative aspects in the girls' perspectives as well, because you get a little bit of, like, well, who killed this person? why would they go after this person, and stuff like that. You also get to see a lot of what happens when someone dies in the family unexpectedly and how it tears people apart. I also love seeing like the fallout from that as well, which was really, really fun to read about. Well, I mean, fun is probably not the right word for it, but very interesting to see the fallout and how it not only affects like the sibling relationship, but the parent relationship and the parent to child relationships that going on with that as well. But yeah, I really, really loved this book. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I highly, highly suggest if you want to pick it up, pick it up. This next book I read for Winterween is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kiwery? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Okay, so I can't tell you. Okay, what? Okay, how do I? Okay, I'm just. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a major. They're gonna make this into a movie. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna go watch it. Okay, anyway. I'm just gonna read this for you guys because that's all I went off of. And yeah, it says Get Out meets Parasite in this eerie haunted debut and Reddit hit, soon to be a major motion picture. I can't fucking wait. Soon to be about two homeowners whose lives are turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. When I tell you I couldn't put this book down, Like, I stayed up. I think I started the book at like 8 o'clock one evening, and then I was up until like noon the next day reading this book because what the living fuck was happening in this book. Like, there is, oh my God, I can't even talk to you about it because it gives away the story, but there's just so much that's going on. So much. And so much like, what? Huh? Who was going on in this? Okay, there's one moment that I could tell you for sure I would be fucking gone. Like, there would be nothing in this world that would keep me in that godforsaken house if this happened to me. So one of our main characters is named Charlie. No, Eve. It was Eve, not Charlie, that this happened to. But anyway, Eve Eve happens to wake up in the middle of the night and like goes downstairs and realizes the door to the basement is like there, right? Is open. So she thinks it's the little girl that like, yeah, she thinks it's a little girl that's down there that was there previously. Ignore that. It's not a spoiler, but like ignore. So she thinks the little girl is down there, so she's calling the little girl, and then she sees like these eyes standing at the end of the and then she's like trying to coax the little girl out because that's who she thinks it is, and then the fucking thing starts to rise up to full form. I swear to fucking God, I would have been gone. You couldn't keep me there. There was nothing. I would have burned that house to the fucking ground and not had any fucking remorse about it whatsoever. I would have been gone. There was nothing. You know what? You used to live here. Merry Christmas. Here's the deed. Bye-bye. Like, I wouldn't be there. Like, it's just, and that's just one creepy instance. And that happens within, like, the first 50 pages. But, anyway, just go pick up this book. Go pick up this book. And if you read this book, comment down below so that we could talk about it. Please. Like, okay, so right after I finished this book, I literally told my friend the whole entire book from start to finish. And mind you, his reactions were my reactions when I was reading it. I was just like, yeah, right? I mean, please, if you have read this book, comment down below so that we could talk and discuss this book, because what the fuck, bro? And they're gonna make it into a movie. Oh my God, I can't wait. I swear to God, I can't wait. So the last book I read in January and for Winterween is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I know, I read a classic, guys. I read a classic. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So in this book we are following 5 people that have been, or no, 4 people. 3 people? Technically 2. 2 people. Well, we're following a group of people, but like 2 of them got invited to stay at this house because a doctor wants to figure out, not really figure out, but like to document like haunted places, and one of the notorious places in this story is the Hill House. So 2 girls come, and then the owner's son comes, and then the doctor stays, and it goes from there. But this book wasn't as creepy as I thought it would be, and that was fine because like everything else that was going on with the book kind of made up for it. But can we talk about how Shirley wrote this book back in 1959? And this book had me cracking up. Like, the dialogue between the characters, like the banter and everything, were top tier. Like, I was laughing and giggling throughout majority of this book. So like the fact that like from 1959 till like 2025 it still resonates and it's still able to translate so clearly is like a testament to Shirley's writing. But not only that, like the way she describes certain things as well. Let me see if I can find one. Like the way she describes Hill House was beautiful in and of itself. But yes, okay, so one of the characters, oh, what's her name? Yeah, Evelyn. So in this book, Evelyn starts out as like this person that is like bubbly and happy, and then she just slowly starts to mentally decline as the longer she stays in this house. And I mean, it was just absolutely freaking crazy to just watch her go from this like happy-go-lucky person that's like interacting with everyone to like hating everyone and thinking everyone's against her when there was absolutely no reason for her to do so or to think of or anything like that. So like it was crazy to see that happening as well. It was interesting to see the interactions between the women and the men during that time as well. I enjoyed the fact that there was one moment in the book where like something scary happens and then they all convene in like the study and like they're just drinking and playing games like, well, this is what we signed up for. Oh well. I really thoroughly enjoyed this book. It was really, really good. I highly suggest, if you're looking for like a classic horror book, pick up Shirley Jackson. Anything from Shirley Jackson. Like she with this book, she convinced me. It was really, really good. I loved it. And yeah, just watching someone go insane was just absolutely freaking crazy to me. And then the banter between the characters were really good. Just go pick this book up. Just go pick it up. Those were all the books that I read in January. So let's jump into February. So with February, I tried adult romance for the first time. And so I picked 3 of the top romance authors and read one of their books for February because I only read 3. So the first one I picked was Love on the Brain by Hazelwood. To be honest with you, this was my favorite out of all 3 books. I love this book so much. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Oh, I totally forgot to tell you. I gave The Haunting of Hill House, I think 4.5 out of 5 stars. There's a couple things that the ending was okay, but I really didn't like that none of them thought of that, with the history of the house and everything. Like, you really didn't foresee that coming, Doctor, for real. But anyway, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really loved it. But back to this. So in this book, we are following B, and B is we'll just say she's a neuro engineer. Anyway, so she is a neuro engineer and she gets offered her dream job. And so she's stupid to not sit there and take it, right? But upon realizing what this entails, she realizes that her arch nemesis is going to be working on this project with her, and thus the most chaotic, most funnest, most spiciness I have ever read in my whole entire life, and I loved it. I loved Bee and her sister, her twin sister, by the way. Her and her sister's dynamic, I loved them. I loved that every time something happened, every time, whether it was good or bad, she was on the phone with her sister talking about it. Oh my god. I loved the assistant, Bee's assistant. Like, I loved her so much. The fact that, like, she had her own little subplot of romance as well. Okay? Loved it. Top tier. Top tier. Okay? Then on top of that, this book also, like, immersed in a little bit of a mystery as well, woven throughout it, that, like, gets resolved at the end. We also get a lot of, like, questioning whether, like, love is really real, if it's something that is tangible, you know. So that was a lot of fun. But let's talk about smut, right? Like, I didn't know it was that good. I didn't know, like, you could write smut good, guys. Like, I didn't understand what the smut girlies were talking about when they were just like, oh, like, you know, like, I didn't understand, like, why they were so, like, adamant about, like, reading smut and doing stuff. Or, like, reading smut and then going to do stuff. Or smut causing them to want to go do stuff. But after reading this, I definitely went over to my friend's house a couple times. Or called a couple times. Like, you know? Like, top tier. I really loved this one. It was really good. Hazelwood. I get you, girl. I get you. I understand. The next book I tried for adult romance was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Okay, so in this book we are following an agent for authors, and literary agent, there you go. And then we are following an editor, her sister, well, I should probably give you names. Okay, there we go. Nora's sister hits her with, like, oh my god, I'm pregnant and I want to go on a trip and da 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 da. So Nora goes on this crazy trip with her sister, and while she is on this trip, she runs into a guy that she generally hates, who happens to be an editor. And stuff tends to take off from there. But with this one too, there's a little bit of a mystery, because you're trying to figure out ooh, excuse me. You're trying to figure out, like, why the sister is pushing for her to really love this, like, stupid little place that they're at. Like, to be honest with you, I would probably hate it as well. To be honest with you, this read a lot like a Hallmark movie, and I loved it. I ate it up. I was so happy. You can see all the sticky notes that I have in here, which I think are just, like, yeah, they're, like, quotes and stuff like that, or, like, moments between Nora and, yeah. So I really love Nora and Charlie. Like, it's a lot of fun, like, to understand, like, each character and their backgrounds and, like, the reasons why. So I really enjoyed Charlie, and Charlie was probably the highlight of my whole entire thing. So was the sister Libby. Libby was pretty funny. Like every time Nora was, like, trying to, like, deal with certain things, like, Libby came in and, like, gave, like, comic relief, or, like, pushed her to do things that were really outside her comfort zone. But either way, like, I really, really loved the story as well. What else did I say? Oh, this was definitely a slow burn. Slow as hell. Like, I mean, it didn't come until about, and when I say it, I mean smut. Didn't come until about there. And then also, like, the reasoning why these two people couldn't get together, like, yes, it was honorable. Yay. But still stupid as hell. Like, it was stupid. It was so stupid. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the ending at all. It was just, it didn't make any sense. Like, you built up this, like, tension-filled, we could never be together, to finally be together, only for them not to be together, made no fucking sense. But other than that, it was really good. And the, like, writing was very lyrical. It was beautiful. The bond between sisters were a lot of fun to read about. I do love stuff like that. It was really good. Do I understand why people love Emily Henry's writing? Yes. Do I understand why they love her romance? Yes. Do I understand why people, like, go crazy and are just like, read Emily Henry? Am I gonna pick up more Emily Henry? Absolutely. Definitely will. But I kind of have to be in the mood for romance. But just like Allie Hazelwood, I will definitely be picking up Emily Henry. The last book I picked up for this fun little adventure in romance was The Soul Equation by Christina Lauran, which, by the way, are two different authors, not just one author. Just FYI. So this one I picked up because the premise was so interesting. So we get an app that basically matches you with with your soulmate based off of your DNA. And which, I mean, shit, if that could actually happen, that would be great. Like, that would be so great. Having to date stupid people and, like, go on stupid dates with stupidness and asking stupid questions and all this other fun stuff. Like, it takes out the middleman, and it just is just like, oh, okay, like, we match. So, like, let's just get to know each other. Because obviously we're meant to be together. So it, like, takes the pressure off of, like, dating. And you actually see it happening in real time in this book. So it's so cool. So you get this single mom who is a freelance accountant-ish type person, or datalytic person. How do you say her name? Yeah, she crunches, or statistician. There you go. She's a statistician. So you get this single mom who's a statistician who has been raising her kid, hasn't thought about finding other people, and then her friend suggests that she, like, does this thing. And when she does it, she happens to get, like, a diamond match with the CEO, founder, creator of Genetically, which is this app that, like, finds your match through DNA. And their relationship was just so good. It makes you warm inside, you know? Like, when you're reading something and you're just like, ah! Like, this is what this book gave every time that, like, Jess and, what's his name? Jess and River were together. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, I think I've cracked the code with, like, romance novels, like, the equation to make, like, a good romance novel. So you get two characters, right? Female, male, or female, female, or male, male, or, I don't know, whatever type person that identifies as whatever persons, and you make them not really care for each other, right? Then you put them in a situation where they have to be around each other. And then you start to see them slowly interact and slowly start to fall for the other. Then you throw in conflict, like whether that be an ex come back into the picture, or a job offer gets offered, or a family member feigns illness and they have to leave. Then you get this period of uncertainty between both characters, and you watch them flail about, if you will, and then you get a reconnect that is just chef's kiss. And I think that makes, like, that's the perfect equation for romance novels. Like, it really is, because that's what happens. And each one of these books that I have read thus far, that was the equation, and I loved it. It was great. It was great. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, there's conflict, there was a mystery, there was betrayal, there was the cute little moments between Jess and her kid. Beautiful. I do think that the kid read a little bit younger than what, like, was anticipated, which was a little weird, but to each their own. But this came in second. So it goes Love on the Brain. Love that. Oh, that was another thing that I forgot to talk about with Love on the Brain. Both of these dealt with like science. So when they were science or like math. So when they were talking about like the sciencey stuff in each one of these books, it didn't overpower the story whatsoever. It actually complemented the story really well. And it didn't feel like really boring or like me going like, oh my god, like this is a lot. Like, why can't this be simple? You know? But it actually complemented it really well. It like actually added to the story rather than it be something that was attached to the story. So that was really good on both authors' parts. But yeah, I really, really love this book. I love Jess and River. I love their dynamics. I love how everyone on Jess's side kept being like, girl, get it together. Like, you guys actually like each other, which is funny because, like, that's me. Like, that is so me. Like, unless someone, like, looks me dead in my pupils and is just like, I want you, Nettie. You are mine. I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to be like, you never said anything. So, therefore, I'm a single mingle and I can do what I will. Until you specifically tell me I am yours and you are mine and we go together and no one else, I'm single. That was Jess. So it was really fun to see, like, or to read, like, my kind of love life in this story. It kind of gave me a little bit of hope that maybe there's someone out there for me. Maybe. Hopefully. Who knows? Those are all the books that I read for January and February. I had a blast reading all of them. I had so much fun. Let me know down below what you guys read for the month of January and the month of February. Did you read any romance novels? Did you read anything scary? Did you participate in Winterween? Please let me know. Oh, and let me know if you read any of these books, especially We Used to Live Here. Please. I am begging you. Comment so that we can talk about it. Please. With that, I will bid you guys adieu. I hope you guys have a great one wherever you're at. Until next time, there's an adventure waiting. Bye.